Hi, and thank you so much for watching. So I have a little tool for you today that can really help you in finding good compositions. You might have seen people do this thing with their fingers when they're out in landscapes, and they're trying to find a good composition. You should try that. It really helps. Now, I find it a bit problematic because my fingers are not ever big enough. And it really depends on how close or how far the subject matter is that you want to paint. So you can make your own little framing tool that you can even change not only the ratio of it, but also just generally the size. You could make this much bigger, of course, and you could make it much nicer. You would think for YouTube, I would have taken the time to make a nice thing, but I got painting to do. I don't have time to make that. No, but seriously, you would take like a good sturdy cardboard or maybe even wood. It has to be 90-degree angles. That's really all it is, right? This can come in really, really handy. Not only when you're out and about, I will show you how I also use it. Of course, we all know the rule of thirds, the golden ratio, all of these good things, right? But for me, when I see a good composition, I know it. I know that's a good composition. But if I have to construct it, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks constructed. So that happens when I follow rule of thirds and leading lines and those main focal areas, and it becomes so manufactured. And I also don't enjoy that process as much. Whereas if I look through this, I find very interesting things, and I trust that. And sometimes I cannot afterwards explain why that's good composition, because if you look at it and you go measure and and you're wondering where are the thirds, and maybe you can't explain it with your left brain, but it just is a good composition. If it's good composition to you as the artist, that's actually enough. Nobody behind the desk has to measure things out and say this is good or bad, right? So start trusting yourself. And this thing really helps. With abstracts, it's even harder. How are you gonna create that balance in the painting? And I show you, finally, how I also use these. So here I have an admittedly somewhat ugly painting. Don't judge it by its prettiness or ugliness, because it was never meant to be a painting. This was just trying out materials, inks to be specific. So this is not ever meant to be a painting, but it's so perfect to find interesting compositions, maybe for what could be abstract or even not abstract art. So what I do is really, I just kind of, go, and I already found one, like that's really kind of cool, something here. I like that, and then you can see what happens if I take off the white lines. Is it better with or without? I actually quite like it like that, So we found one that is, I think that would be an interesting abstract. This is, of course, another thing. If you have a specific canvas that you want to use, you're going to have to make the ratio the right ratio. But I hope you get what I mean. This is just so cool, and sometimes it's really surprising. You might think that this is a painting, but if you do this, it doesn't work. I mean, it's boring, but the moment you change things up a bit, and you do. For me, that only works if I have that frame. If I don't have the frame, I always think in stupid, I shouldn't judge myself so badly. I always think in these obvious rectangles, right? And I have found that with these, the moment I go from the obvious one, which is always kind of boring, to something less obvious, it becomes interesting. So you learn a lot by doing this. So I really hope that helps you. Test your intuition. See if not you suddenly know when it's good and not know, because I bet you will. And of course, this painting right behind me, these are not rectangles, they're free shapes. That was kind of done that way. I even used the frame. I didn't stick to right angles, you know, I kind of did these things because it was all an underpainting that was connected. And then I just chose areas that I liked or I wanted to highlight. I like how it came out. So have fun. Let me know what you think about this, and take care. See you next time. Bye bye. May I kindly ask you to like and subscribe and share and comment on my videos. I love comments and I do make a point to answer them. Let me know how I can film videos of your interest. If you have any input, I'm happy to hear it. And I wish you all a lot of great painting. Bye.